Hello and welcome to PHOTOPLAY Paper. I'm Amy Sonnemann and today I get to share the Folio 8 with you, designed by Jen Carpenter. This is part of the Makers series and I want to take you through the step-by-step process of creating this album, assembling it, making sure you understand how everything goes together so that the decorating process is so much easier and tons of fun. First, I want to show you what you're going to be making. The Folio 8 is a small version of Folio 7. So you have some great spaces for pockets, ephemera, photos. Love the little slash pockets. And lots more space for photos and decorations. When your book is complete, it will look like this. It's always easier to see what you're making ahead of time to have a visual. So I want to show you a book that Jen Carpenter has designed as well with finished product. So let's do that next. Next, I want to show you a finished book that Jen Carpenter created. And I have to say, Jen is the consummate paper engineer. She is the one that comes up with some of the most amazing designs and little tricks and tips that just make the whole process so much easier. This book is made with the Little Chef collection, and there's a shaker on the front with all the little pieces shaking around inside of there, which is so adorable. You open it up and there's a pocket on the inside with some fun little 4x6 cut aparts. We've got some more here. This one is actually a pocket that goes sideways like this, which is kind of fun as well. Lots of ephemera, little recipe cards in this pocket. And it's not even a pocket, it's just a little band. So if you want to add something cute, you can just easily do a little band that goes across the side to keep that in place from falling out. Lots of little embellishments that hold things in place as well. Love this collection. Fun little ephemera, more little cut aparts. Jen does a lot with pockets and little pieces of strips of paper to give just a teeny bit of color contrast. So cute. More cut aparts. Lots of the great ephemera that you can just add foam tape to. There's some fun little pockets. And I like how Jen took the pocket and squared it off at the edge here instead of having it a totally diagonal pocket. So she went ahead and squared it, which is really fun. More room for photos or recipes. How fun would this be for grandma and grandkids baking Christmas cookies or birthday cakes? So sweet. So there's pockets on both sides here. Love the paper. More embellishments, stickers. So cute. The 3x4 cards. Another side pocket that you can make. I love this. This little sticker is just holding this little journaling card in place. How fun. Great for 3x4 photos, journaling, just adorable. And this would be cute for any occasion. You don't have to use a large 12x12 album if you wanted to do a gift for Christmas or a birthday or a wedding. It's a small enough project that you could easily create and not have to be so stressed out about, oh my gosh, I have to create a full 12x12 album or a 6x8 album. It's just enough to be adorable without being over the top stressful. That's what I love about the Folio 8. Let's get into what's inside of the Folio 8 and get started. Inside the Folio 8, you'll find the packaging, and then you'll find all of the pieces to create the folio. If you flip over the packaging, note that all of your instructions are on the back of the packaging, and then there's an extra sheet inside. So don't throw away your packaging. That's going to be all of the instructions to help get you through the assembly of the Folio 8. Inside the package, you have your cover, and the cover has a bunch of different score lines in the middle, and you can kind of see that in the picture. So that's going to be your base. You're going to have 2 pockets that you can do anything with. You can create slash pockets, you can create regular straight across pockets, whatever your heart desires, and I'll give you some options on how to use those. You'll have this small piece that you're going to adhere your pages to. You'll have one 4-panel. It's the largest piece. That will be your inside piece, and then you'll have 2 of the same panels, and this will create your left and your right page. So you'll have those pieces. Double check to make sure you have everything you need. And then we'll go ahead and get started. This is your cover. It has the score lines in the center. You're going to place it on your table bumpy side up. You're going to fold it inward from the far left score line, and you're just going to crease that. Then you're going to take it from the far right score line, and you're going to fold that inward and crease it as well. While you're doing this, just double check that you're lined up perfectly at the top and the bottom. Sometimes things get a little bit crooked when you fold. Before you crease it really well, just make sure that the edges line up and your book is nice and square. That'll be really helpful later on. We're going to set this piece aside. You also have 2 pieces that are 3 panels, and you'll have a piece here that has 2 score lines. That's going to be where you put your adhesive. I'm going to fold it now so you can see a little bit easier where the tape will go. Again, bumpy side up. Once it's square at the top and the bottom, you're going to just going to crease that fold and give it a nice good line. You'll see how this is a little bit off center. It's not square at the top and bottom. I just make it square, hold it in place, and then rub down my score lines. Then you know when you go to assemble it, it's already square and you don't have to worry about it. We're going to do the same to the second piece. They're exactly alike. We're going to fold it in, make sure it's square, rub that down. So now you have 2 pieces, and these are going to be the book pages that are on the far left and the far right of your book. We'll deal with the center pages in a moment. I like to get my adhesive down first, so I'm going to flatten this out, and we're going to put our adhesive on the spine of those pages. So there's 2 spines. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put adhesive on both of those spines. When that's complete, you'll have adhesive here and here. Now we're going to go ahead and open those pieces up. And if you look at your step 2, you're going to see 1 piece to the left and 2 pages to the right. We're going to add more adhesive to the left side of both of those panels. And we're just going to put adhesive all the way around each of those sides. So let's go ahead and do that next. Once you've added your adhesive, both of your pages will look like this. Let's set those aside and move on to the next step. The next piece we'll be working with is that long piece that has 4 panels. There will be a middle score line that will create that same edge that we had in the other one. So we're going to fold it inward. Again, bumpy side up. Crease that score line, And then you'll go ahead and do the same to the second score line. So that's going to be the spine basically of your pages. Also go ahead and line up your edges before you crease that really well. Then you know your pages are lined up. So when you're done, you're going to also fold your pages in. Again, bumpy side up, fold them inward. Crease them. When you're done, you'll have 2 panels of pages and your spine. When that's complete, you'll have adhesive on the spine and 2 panels on either side. In the next step, we're going to use the 2 pages that have 3 panels and this tiny piece that's made of a little bit heavier cardstock. We're going to add our pages to this spine, and then this spine will get added to the cover. So let's start there. We're not adding any adhesive to the spine at this point. We're only going to use the adhesive that you see here. Before we start assembling, I kind of want to show you what it is we're putting down first. This piece will eventually go on the spine of the cover. But we're first attaching this piece and this piece to the spine, and then we'll add the 4-page insert to the spine after that. So let's go ahead and attach the left page and the right page to this piece. So what I want you to do is take your piece of paper or your page and only expose this piece of adhesive. The other side will look like this. So we're going to take the adhesive off and line it up with the left edge of that spine. It's going to end up looking like this, attached to the left side of that spine. So go ahead and remove your backing of your adhesive. I adhere it with this flat so that I can make sure that I'm equal distance from the top and the bottom, as well as the side. When you get it where you want it, you're going to go ahead and rub that down. We're going to fold it in and fold it over. Next, we're going to bring in our second set of pages, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to show, this is going to be flat. We're only showing this part, because what we're going to do is we're going to adhere that to the right side. So it will look like this when it's attached. Go ahead and do that. Remove your adhesive backing. You're going to make sure that it is adhered well from the top to bottom. It's evenly spaced as well as right on that edge. Okay, so when it's completed, it's going to open like this. You're going to have the adhesive side facing left and one adhesive side facing right. And that's what is going to get adhered to the cover when we're done. So this is your first page. The left is adhered to the cover on this side. The other page is adhered to the back cover. So that gives you a nice strong cover to be able to hold your book nice and sturdy and decorate beautifully. Now we're going to lay this flat and we're going to bring in the 4-panel piece. So you should have a piece that looks like this, folded inward, and it has the adhesive on that binding. What we're going to do is we're going to add this piece right in the middle of the other two. So you kind of want it equidistant from the left and the right and top to bottom. So let's go ahead and remove the adhesive and adhere this piece to the spine. I like to leave it flat and make sure that it is even from the top and the bottom and equidistant left to right. When you are happy with the way that looks, when you're done, just give the spine a nice rub so that it is adhered really well. Now you have your inside pages all complete. Next, we're going to bring in the cover. The cover will have the score lines that we talked about earlier, the left and the right. So we're going to adhere the front cover and the inside pages and the back cover and the inside pages. So we're going to do one at a time. And intuitively, you're going to think, well, why aren't we putting any adhesive on that inside piece? Like the bottom of the spine, like right here. You're going to want that to open and close freely. I'll show you on Jen's book. See how this is nice and open? So it allows for the flexibility. It allows you to decorate this piece, but not have it so stuck together that it's going to bend or buckle when you open your book. So that's why we're not adding any adhesive to that white piece that we put the pages on. So I hope that makes sense to you. To adhere that page to the front cover, I don't take all of the adhesive off. I take the bottom piece off. I start both sides and kind of flip them over because I want it out if I need it. I want to be able to move things because I've used the strong adhesive that once it's down, it is not forgiving. You have to use undo to take it off, which is doable, but if you can save yourself the hassle, that's way better. So what we're going to do is make sure that your album is square on the top and the bottom so that it's right on the edge of the score line. So it's to the closest to me. And then I want to kind of make sure that my cover is nice and square, because you don't want it wonky at this point because that'll mess you up later on. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure that is nice and square. And when it's square, then I'm going to push down on that piece of adhesive here. So that bottom piece is the most important, and once that's in place, the rest goes together really easily. So once we have that bottom piece adhered, we're just going to remove the red backing paper from the adhesive, and then we're going to rub all four sides of that cover down so it's nice and secure. So then we're going to go to the back. You have your front two pages, you have your middle two pages, and then you have this last page, which also has the adhesive like so. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing. We're going to take off the adhesive here. We're going to start the adhesive here so that it's easy to get to when it's time to remove it. I just kind of bend those over. I give myself a little pull tab at the top as well. Then I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to stand it up. We're not going to press anything down, but we are going to line up this top piece before we adhere or press anything down. Pull your tab, give it a little squeeze, pull this tab, and pull this tab. So once this is in place, then you can kind of roll it down and adhere it. And make sure to give it a good rub on all four sides when it's complete. And you have your interior pages of your book all secure. Next, we're going to go ahead and work with the pockets. Now the fun starts with the two pockets that are included in your kit. We're going to cut one as diagonal pockets, and we're going to cut the other as just regular pockets that go straight across. We're going to take one and we're going to grab our trimmer and we're going to cut it on the diagonal. So we're going to line up from corner to corner, and we're just going to slice it right down the middle, like so. So I have two pieces. The other one you're going to take and you're going to cut it at 3 inches, just straight across. Now we have our 4 pieces. We are going to do our prepping as like all of the other pockets that we've ever created. We're going to diagonally cut right where the 2 score lines intersect. We're going to cut that piece off on both of the diagonal pockets. Once we do that, we're going to, with the bumpy side up, we're going to fold the crease lines to make our pocket. So when you're done, you'll have your pockets that look like this, and we're going to go ahead and cut these little bat wings off. Just take your scissors and trim them off. Do that to both of the pockets. When you've trimmed them off, we're going to add adhesive to the flaps of the pockets right here. So go ahead and add your adhesive there. When you're done, your pockets will look like this with the adhesive on your little flaps. Next, we're going to do the same thing with the 2 pockets that will be straight across. Before I do the pockets, I want to show you what it would look like if you leave the pockets just the way they are right now. So say you want 2 pockets that go all the way to the top. They would look like this. And you'd have a pocket that goes all the way down and then this half pocket. So you can leave them just like this, or you can cut them down. Say you want them to be like the picture. You'll go ahead and cut them down to the size that you want. You can also use each of these individually. I'm going to show you how to stack them because that's probably the trickier part of the whole process. So I'm going to show you how to stack them one on top of the other like this. Since you've already seen this, I'm going to go ahead and cut these down so that you can see what it looks like when the pockets are shorter. So you have multiple options, lots of different choices when you go to decorate your book. I'm giving you lots of options. The first one showed you how to cut this piece in half to be able to get a full-size pocket or 2 larger pockets if you wanted to use them individually. If you want to make the pockets like the picture in the folio directions, you're going to want to cut each piece to 1 3/4 inches. You're going to leave the score lines on the 3 sides and you're going to cut the open end. So I start by cutting it in half. Then I decide as I'm decorating, do I want a full pocket? Do I want half pockets? Do I want to separate the pockets? This is where you would make that decision, or wait until you're ready to actually adhere the pocket. So we're going to cut this at 1 3/4. Then we're going to cut this one at 1 3/4. Now, mind you, if you want a thicker pocket, cut it at 2 inches or 2 1/4. You make the rules so you can have this pocket as big as you would like. So go ahead and keep that in mind as well. So we're going to do 1 3/4. If you just want a small pocket, we're going to do the same thing we did with the slash pockets. We're going to cut that corner off at an angle. And what that does is it allows us to fold it in bumpy side up, like so. So you can adhere that to your book. Now, if you want to nest the 2 pieces, one inside of the other, you're going to do it a little differently. you're going to take the score line and you're going to just cut to the top of that score line, and then you're going to go down at an angle, kind of like that. You're going to do that on both sides, and you're going to cut that score line right off and then angle it. So it's going to look like this. You're not going to fold this piece. You're never going to crease that bottom if you want to do the stacking situation. You're going to fold in just the sides like this, and you're going to only put adhesive here and then on these 3 pieces. Okay, so let's do that, and then we'll show you how to assemble the pockets. Just to show you again, this is when the pocket is cut in half, and when you place them, it gives you a larger pocket to put bigger things. As like in the sample, we're going to adhere this piece down first, like this, and then we're going to take this piece and we're going to slide the bottom of this into the top of that pocket. So let's go ahead and assemble those pockets. This time around, I think I want my pocket on the back side. So I'm going to go ahead with my book laying flat. I'm going to push it all the way to the edge on the bottom and on the left. And then I'm going to just place that smaller piece down. Next, I'm going to take this piece that only has adhesive on the 2 sides, and I'm going to put this bottom piece and just kind of fit it in the opening of the smaller pocket. So it makes 2 small pockets that you can put lots of things into. So let's go ahead and remove the adhesive and secure this pocket. We're just going to slip this bottom edge into the pocket and make sure it nests evenly with the left edge and the right edge, and when you're ready, just press it down. So now you have your 2 pockets. You can add whatever you like inside, decorate how you want. Now, when it comes to decorating, I put the pockets on last, because you're going to want to add your decorations to the back, the pattern paper, or whatever you prefer on the back. And I would also decorate the fronts of the pockets before you glue it down. It's just a whole lot easier. I'm just doing it this way so that you can see how it assembles. But when you actually go to decorate your Folio 8, be sure to add your adhesive and all of your pattern papers to the back before you add those pockets. It's just a whole lot easier, and it'll save you some hassle. Now, if you want bigger pockets, that's okay. You just cut that piece a little bit bigger. You can make it a 2-inch pocket. You can make it a 2 1/4 inch pocket. You make the rules on the pocket. These are just suggestions to be able to let you use your creativity and make it work best for you. So those are one set of pockets. The other set of pockets are your slash pockets, like this, diagonal pockets. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to pick which pages you would like your pockets on. Okay, so as you go through, I decided I want them on my 2 pages like this on the inside. Once you remove your adhesive, you're going to line up your pocket on the left and the bottom side and adhere that down, which gives you this pocket to be able to put all kinds of pictures or journaling into your album. I did the same thing with the right-hand side. Took my pocket, adhered it so that it is flush against the right side and the bottom. Adhered it down, which gives you this pocket right here. So that is how to assemble a Folio 8. I hope that between Jen's sample and the assembly process that you maybe got inspired to create a fun little album for gift giving, for a coffee table, whether it be a grandparent's book for a new baby or a birthday. The sky is the limit. Add whatever paper makes you happy or fits the theme and create something that is absolutely beautiful. By the time you add paper, stickers, and ephemera, you have yourself the most adorable little book, and it's not very expensive to put together, which makes it really nice. Smaller size, you don't have to stress out about a 12 by 12 or a 6 by 8 album. It's just a great little gift. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions, and I appreciate you stopping by today. Thanks so much, and have a great day.